Hello from Fine Arts. Today we are going to create this beautiful abstract art inspired by WASSILY Kandinsky. In class you have a drawing guide that is our inspiration piece. You will also be seeing about 25 different artworks of Kandinsky's in class, so you can see there is no wrong way to do this lesson. You have creative freedom. Let's get started. First thing we're going to do is put our frame together. So you have a glue jar at your table. You're going to twist it, and you have a glue brush, and we're going to put glue on our frame. So we dip our brush in the glue, and you're going to go across one layer of glue on the very edge, all the way across. Then you're going to go down, painting the glue on. You're going to go across the bottom edge, and then you're going to go across. You don't need a lot of glue, just the outside edge. When we're not using our glue brush, we're going to let it rest inside our glue jar. Now we're going to take our white paper, we're going to flip it over, and we're going to put it centered on our frame. So we have a 1-inch border, and you're going to take your hands and you're going to push, 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 massaging out those bubbles. Push out the air bubbles. Okay. Then you're going to flip your paper over. On the back, we are going to glue down the artist information sheet. This has information about WASSILY Kandinsky, how he was born in Moscow, Russia in 1866. He is considered the father of abstract art, the creator of it. He believed that geometric forms, lines, and colors could express the inner life of the artist. So today our element of art focused is on lines, colors, and forms. Now take a look. To glue on the back, we do a dot, dot, not a lot. Dot, dot, not a lot. We're just doing little dots around the outside edge, just like that. And then we're going to glue it down. We're going to push, push, push. Okay. Then to get rid of your glue brush, you're going to wipe it gently on the side of your jar. You're going to put your glue brush in the hot tub. You're going to take the lid of your glue, you're going to twist it on, and you're going to put your glue jar back in the caddy at your table. And again, you're going to give the glue brush to me, and I will put it in the hot tub. Okay, now for the first part of our artwork, we are going to use a Sharpie. And we're going to just do some lines, any kind of lines you want. I'm starting with the smaller Sharpie first. You can do curves, straight lines, diagonals. Today, you are the artist. There is no wrong way to do this. Just be free with it, adding some fun lines, whatever you want to do. If you want to add some black circles, you are the artist today, so there is no wrong way to do this. Okay? Then, after I'm done with my smaller Sharpie, I'm going to get my bigger Sharpie, which is my chisel tip. And I always put the cap on the back, so that way I have my hand to hold my paper. And notice that these curved lines are nice and bold, so I'm going to make those bold. Now again, in class I'm going to have lots of his artwork up, so you can create your artwork any way you want. I'm going to use this one as my inspiration. So using your chisel tip Sharpie, you can make your lines nice and bold. And when we are all done with this project, we're going to be using black glue. And with the black glue, it's going to give us a little bit of texture and puffiness on the parts that are bold or thicker. So we will put black glue on this at the end of our project. remember, you are the artist. You can do it any way you want. There's no wrong way to do your art. Go with this one pointed. There we go. All right, go all the way around. So I did some curvy lines. I did some straight lines. I did some diagonals. I'm doing thick lines, bold lines. Notice I have my hand kind of resting on it to help get that line nice and thick. Also using the tip of the chisel tip, that helps make it also thicker. Maybe I want these thicker. This one's super thick. This one. Go. Maybe I'll do part of this. You don't have to do all of them thick. You can do it however you want. Okay, so now that I'm done with my chisel tip, I'm gonna put the cap back on. Now we're gonna go back to the next step, which are these little geometric grids. And let me show you my inspiration piece. You can see how thick these are. These black lines are so thick, again, because of the black glue. That's at the very end. So these are our little grids. We're gonna draw in those grids, and then we're gonna color them in. And this one has a bunch of different ones. You can see on the back, some of his grids are different. This one, they're more stretched out. So if you don't want to do grids, you don't have to, but I loved this piece. It really spoke to me. So that's the one that I'm gonna do. Okay, so, and we might practice this in class first. So you're just gonna do, I'm gonna do this little tiny one first. You're gonna do like a rectangle, and then you're gonna do some lines down, and you're going to do some lines across. Okay, there we go. And maybe I have, let's see, another one over here. And it doesn't have to be a perfect rectangle. This one might look more like a parallelogram. You are the artist. You decide whatever you want to do. Okay, and maybe I want one more. This one will look more like a trapezoid to give it some dimension. There we go. And ooh, over here, I want a little one that's 4. Okay, so you're gonna put some grids in there. I'm gonna put the cap back on my Sharpie. All right, now, the fun part. Today you get to use Prismacolor colored pencils. These are the best you can buy. Take the cap off. And when we do our grid, let me just scoot this over so you can see. I left, turn this sideways. I left some of these white. So you get to decide. You're going to use your colored pencils. And we're just going to color in the grids before we paint. So pick a color. And the nice thing about these colored pencils is that if you push hard, you get a nice, vibrant color. Also, you're able to do color mixing if you layer your colors. I'm going to pick my next color. And I'm not really thinking about what I'm doing. I'm just being free with it. Whatever you want to do. And if you need to sharpen your colored pencils, there will be colored pencil sharpeners at your table. So you're going to fill in your grid. And I'm pushing kind of hard, but these colored pencils are nice and smooth. The color goes down really easy. They're the best. Ooh, let's do some purple. Maybe I have another purple. Okay, and I'm going to leave those white, and I think I'm going to leave that one white. Okay, and there will be more colors than this in class to choose from. You will share these with your partner. When you're all done with your colored pencils, you'll put the lid back on and you will put those away. And the next part of the lesson is getting ready to paint with liquid watercolor. So at your table, you will have a tray of my favorite liquid watercolor. And the left side is our warm colors. You're going to take the lids off. And so we have red, and you'll be able to tell it's red because of the cupcake holder on it. We have red, orange, yellow. And then on the right side are our cool colors, green, blue, and purple. And I purposely put them this way because your warm colors blend well together and your cool colors blend well together. Notice the way that they sit. So red and green are complementary colors on the color wheel. I'm going to talk about this in class. Orange and blue are complementary colors, and yellow and purple are complementary colors. So they look really good together, except if you mix the two, they make muddy brown. So today I would like you to try to not make muddy brown. Notice that I used lots of bright colors in my creation, but I don't see a lot of brown. So to avoid making brown, again, you don't want to paint the colors that are opposite each other, okay? Now for painting today, you're going to also get a water cup. And with your water cup, you have a washcloth to dry excess water on your brush. And of course, we have our paint brushes. We have different sizes in class today. You're going to have a flat brush and a round brush that's smaller, okay? And you kind of get to explore and do it however you want. Now, the first thing that you want to do with your brush when you hold it, you're going to think of it as a ballerina standing on the tippy toes. So you don't want to push too hard and mess up the hair of the brush. You're going to take your brush, dip it in your water, dab, dab, dab. Now, when I placed all my color, I used a lot of yellow. That's my favorite color. So if you want yellow in your artwork, I'm going to ask you to use yellow first because of it changing the watercolor. And it's the lightest color. So if you want that color in your artwork, we're going to put that down first. Okay, so I'm going to start with yellow. And these are very vibrant. So I'm going to pick up my yellow. And I'm going to just notice, I'm just going to layer my color down. Ooh, that's beautiful. Not really thinking about it. And you can take some water on your brush and spread that color around so that it's darker in some areas and lighter in some other areas. Beautiful. Okay, and maybe I want some yellow over here. And again, the water kind of moves it around and the magic happens. Okay, I'm going to add some orange next. Just over here. Ooh, look at the orange and the yellow spread. Beautiful. I'm making amber. So cute. Now when I go around this area, I'm going to try to not... There we go. So I might pick up my other brush to go around this. Maybe I'm going to pick up some red. So I go around the little grid. So I'm using my detail brush to do that. Notice when I'm done with a color, I dip my brush in the water, dab, dab, dab. My water has changed, and I wipe it on my paper towel. So I'm not contaminating my colors. Ooh, look at that, beautiful. We're making some red-orange. Smearing it around. Beautiful. Okay. Maybe I want to put some purple with that. Purple and red make a beautiful color. Okay. Maybe around this one I'll pick up some green. And then I can use my bigger brush to spread it around. Just kind of have to just play with it, let the magic happen. Okay, I want some blue over here. Ooh, notice the yellow and the blue make green. So we're kind of exploring color. We're going to talk a lot about color theory in class. So remember that there is no wrong way to do this project. You can do it any way you want. I like this blue. Pick up some of this blue over here. Maybe I'm going to take some green around it. Watch what happens if I mix the blue and the green. It makes it beautiful turquoise. Gorgeous. And I'm going to show you another trick. So I'm going to take some of this red around the outside. Here we go. Take some of this blue, mix them together, and you get this beautiful purple. Look at that. Gorgeous. And remember that the red and the green make brown. So I'm going to go around the outside edge. Oops. And I put it on my grid. That's okay. I'm not mad about it. It's just paint. We're just exploring. I was into the moment. Just play around with it. Look at my splatters. That's okay. So cool. Abstract art. Now notice I've picked up a little bit of brown because my water, I've mixed every color. So make sure to wipe that brush on the washcloth. That's okay. I'm going to cover this up with some red. Make a red-orange. Not worry about it. So cool. And liking this green over here. Yellow green. That's beautiful. And we're just exploring color, having fun. Abstract art. You can see the colors blending around each other. Boy, does this make me feel like there's a lot of movement in this painting. So I'm kind of putting some colors on top of each other, just playing around with it. Okay, so when you're all done with your liquid watercolor, this a little bit brighter. Beautiful. You're going to take your water cup and you're going to dump it in the sink. You're going to take your paintbrushes and you're going to put them in the bucket in the sink, okay? And your washcloth gets put in the bucket also that says wet washcloths. And then you're going to put the lids back on your paints when both you and your partner are done using them. Again, these are liquid watercolors, one of my favorite mediums to use. Okay, the final steps for our beautiful creation is the black glue. Okay, so you might want to come see me for this part. So we have some black glue, and you're going to also need that glue brush. You're going to twist the black glue, and you're going to kind of put the glue. Now this is very wet, so in class hopefully it has a little bit of time to dry, but you're going to put that black glue on top of your black lines. And again, mine is pretty wet, but I'm just using it for demonstration purposes. And this is a mixture of glue and black tempera paint. Okay, oh, one more. And then you can take your glue brush and you can kind of